Your testimony of God's blessing as a result of joining Prophet Elvis Mbonye Ministries is not only about the joy of sharing what God has done for you, but also to elevate you to be positioned for the ever-increasing glory He wants to manifest in the lives of His people.
Some of you, we are releasing you with a test of this grace, that you come back with the testimonies the next time you are here to show us. Before now we really push you. Now you are going to receive a miracle that will elevate you almost into the intermediary state, where you will confirm that indeed is your call.
And they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony.
On Thursday the 23rd of November 2017, I went to MOOBS to visit 3 friends of mine, and at around 11 p.m. they escorted me to leave. We picked a boarder. The guy agreed to take me up to my home at 8,000, but when we were approaching Chadondo Rugby opposite Game Lugogo, he turned off from the main road, and there he was overspeeding. I asked him where we were heading, because he wasn't heading to town and was going where I didn't know, but he was only speeding up. He turned to his left, he stopped and asked me where we were, and I replied I didn't know. Then he also said he didn't know. Shortly after that, another came from behind me and put his hands or arms around my neck and started strangling me. Another man came from behind me and he got me from the border with the help of the other one that was already behind. So they threw me down, and from that point, that is where my eyes opened and I saw there were so many. There were like about 7, having masks, putting on jackets. The only person whose face I clearly saw was the border man's face, because for him he had a helmet, but then you could see his face. He stood before me and he looked at me. I had my bag. It was a cross bag. So on it there was a sticker of Prophet Elvis, a sticker that says I double honor. So when this guy looks at my bag, he actually jeers as though something had really gone wrong, and he grabbed the other part of the bag. Was this one. This is what remained on the bag. It was I was putting it on like this, and the part that had other things was this. So when he overgrabbed it, this is what stayed on it. It was so painful. It was such a dreadful moment. The guy, the way he strangled me was like I had done something, or I was being punished for something that I didn't understand at that time. The only chance I got was to call the name of Jesus 3 times. The first time I called the name of Jesus, it was like my eyes were already having blood coming out. Same applies to the nose, same applies to my ears. And the second time, it was like foam was already coming out of my mouth. I really saw myself die. I witnessed all those moments when you really want to live, but life is being taken away from you in such a way. So on the 3rd time that I called his name, that is when I completely passed out. I saw myself out of my body, and besides me was Jesus and 2 angels, and my body was just lying down, and it was such a panic for me. But the comfort there was when I could still see Jesus and the angels. And there is another man who moved around the place, and he came, and when he reached my body, he checked the pulse to see, and then he realized that I was dead, and he looked around. When he didn't see anyone near, he ran away. That is where I asked Jesus whether I was dead, because first of all I was here and I was also seeing myself here, and Jesus looked at me with a grieved face so did the angels. And then he got me to his bosom and he said, in him I lived. We were beside my body just looking around, but as though we were waiting for someone, because we stood for quite a while. Shortly after that, I saw Prophet Elvis showing up in that very circle. I was so amazed, and when he came, he just walked towards us actually more clearly. And when he reached us, me, Jesus, Prophet and the angels, we overheard these men, we overheard them say their sacrifice had been complete. But then Jesus got my hand and put it in Prophet's palm. So when he did that, Jesus then, we saw him and the other angels go. So when they went, I stayed with Prophet, and as he told me we are coming back, that is how I get now to my body. But at that very moment, there were security guards that were around my body. According to them, I was already dead, and they were looking for where to take me now, which place, where to start. And here they get shocked that I was now back to my body. I was coughing and they really got so worried. Then later, they came and started touching me to see, asking me. While I still just looked at them, I didn't know what to tell them. I strongly believe my life is a testimony. I accord honor upon double honor, upon triple honor to the God of Prophet Elvis Mbonye.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. Do not let your destiny hang in the balance. Share your testimonies at testimony@prophetelvis.com.